Questions that may come when you hear the certain alarms. This alarm that we have, we just made the machine start alarming. This is when the machine is unplugged. You hear the beep. That's a built-in battery that's on the inside of the machine, and it makes a little beep to let you know that it's unplugged. And you'll hear the different sounds in the beeps. And that's just the battery on the inside. Once this machine is plugged back up, make sure that it's off before we start. Plug it back up, turn it back on. Heard the short, long sound, went away right away, and that's when you first turn the machine on. There's another alarm. If somebody just happened to mess with the dial and gets it too far down, it's past zero. Now there's no oxygen coming through the machine. There's no bubbles in the bottle, and you'll hear the alarm in so many seconds. That's letting you know that there's no oxygen coming through at all in anything. And the first thing you want to do is go to your ball to make sure that your liter flow is on the design number that the doctor has put you on. So what we'll do, we'll turn it up, put it on 2. Once it registers, you hear the alarm go off. You see your bubbles back in your water. Now, we fill this water jug up just to let you see that once the water is in here like this and you put too much water in it, what happens is a patient that's on a high liter flow, when the water starts bubbling into your machine, what it does is after so long the water is popping up in the top of the bottle, it starts to go down your line. When that water comes into the line, it gets into your water trap. This is why we try to tell everybody, always put the water under the maximum line, never on top of the maximum line, to keep that water from coming in. Now, mind you, on cold and hot days when the temperature inside the house is different, condensation will build up in this line. When that happens is, all you have to do is turn your machine off. You know you got the proper amount of water in there. You see condensation in the line. Turn it off, unplug it from the machine, your tube from the machine, put your line directly on the machine, and turn it back on. That'll blow any excess water into your water trap. After you see that it's cleared out and no more water is in your line, at that point you can turn the machine back off, turn this off, dump the water out, put it back on, and you can turn your machine back on and continue on getting your oxygen, and also replace everything back the way it was. Put your tube back on the front, put your line back on your machine, turn your machine back on. Okay? There's another alarm that you can get. We're going to make it happen for you. We're going to kink the line. That's a good kink in the line. No oxygen can pass through. As soon as the machine detects it, you'll start to hear the alarm that the patient is not getting any oxygen.
So, to simulate a kink, that could be like it went underneath a chair leg or sofa?
Or it's turned and got twisted, and the line got kinked because it got twisted in the house some kind of way. But normally, there's a chair sitting on it, something is sitting on it, or even if somebody is standing on it. There's another one as soon as we get the alarm on this here. A lot of times the patients are asleep in the bed, and they have these cannulas on. Well, these cannulas are real soft on the face part that goes into the nose, and they'll lay on this side or whichever side, they'll lay on it and they'll restrict the oxygen by holding it down like that as well. So all you have to do is readjust in the bed, and once you get off that line, your machine will stop beeping. And anytime the machine is beeping and you straighten out whatever it is, the machine, once it detects that the oxygen is going back like it's supposed to, it'll stop and start back working properly like it's supposed to. That would alarm a lot sooner. It takes a little longer. And I got the bubbles coming through. I don't know. I don't want to restrict the bubbles from coming up. it's still coming up in there with that oxygen. But I got it on, oh, 3. Let's turn it down. And all we're doing is just trying to get it to alarm for you, just let you know that when the kinks start in the machine and how it'll start to alarm and get you familiar with some of the alarms that you would get when the oxygen is not coming through the machine. All those bubbles will stop even running all together. Acting like a car at the mechanic shop. As soon as you get to the mechanic, it don't want to work. Stop it. Keep it here. Okay. That's the kink that's in your tube that goes from the top of the machine down into your bottle, or even if it's on the outside on your cannula or on your tube in itself. Whenever that oxygen can't come through that line to get to the patient, those are the kind of alarms you will hear. Once you straighten it out, get the kinks out, the oxygen is flowing again, the alarm goes away. That's basically what you get. And again, like I said, a lot of times when the patients are asleep, they would lay on their left or lay on their right. The tubing is laying on the side of their face, and they would press down on these things by laying on them, and that would cause the oxygen to stop flowing, and the machine will start alarming again, letting the patient know you're not getting oxygen. Simple things that you can do to having to keep from calling somebody in the middle of the night, and you can just go on back to sleep after correcting the issue that you have. That's it.